So welcome to Jumbo IS and welcome to lecture number 5 from Miscellaneous category in this lecture series called Prelims Powerplay 2026. Now you all know about this lecture series. Through this lecture series, we will revise all current affairs subject-wise. Plus, we'll not only just restrict ourselves to current affairs, we'll also cover the associated static topics because we all know that static topics which have some connection with current affairs have a higher chance of featuring in your prelims examination. Therefore, we will revise everything. Now, as far as the lectures for this lecture series is concerned, well, they would feature on YouTube. But for notes, for access to our WhatsApp groups where you can ask all your doubts, and the associated test series, an exhaustive list of tests in that test series would be given to you. Now, for all these three extra things, notes, WhatsApp groups, test series, you would have to register on our app or on our website. The links to both app and website are given in the comment section just below this video. Okay, so register now, because if you'll wait for too long or if you'll delay till March or April, it'll become too overwhelming. Through this lecture series, you have a higher chance of clearing your prelims examination. So join now. Okay, now let's begin with today's discussion. Okay, today's lecture number 5 and our today's topic of discussion is Trump's Gaza peace plan. We all know that Hamas versus Israel was going on in the Gaza Strip. Okay, but that fighting stopped when Donald Trump intervened and he came out with his peace plan. Now, what is that peace plan? We'll talk about this, okay? But the thing is that because Gaza and the entire region near Gaza was in the news, therefore there is a high chance that they might ask any question related to, well, the geography of that region, okay? Or the history of Israel-Palestine conflict, okay? This is the associated static topic. So we'll cover Gaza, the map, the associated regions, okay, so that you clear all the map-based MCQs. But we'll also, in brief, talk about the history of Israel-Palestine conflict, okay? And then we'll talk about the Trump plan, Gaza peace plan, okay? So pay close attention. This was a hot topic as far as current affairs are concerned. So pay close attention, give me your 100% and let's investigate everything. All right then, let's begin. So miscellaneous lecture number 5, Trump's Gaza peace plan. And well, before we start with this Gaza peace plan, let's talk about Gaza. Okay, so Gaza basically belongs to a territory called Palestine. Right? Now, Palestine is divided into two parts. One is Gaza, the other is West Bank. Okay, and here is how they look. So this is the map as you can see over here. So this is Israel, this is West Bank, the pink portion, and this very small territory over here is Gaza Strip. Hamas was in control of Gaza, Palestinian Authority was in control of West Bank. Okay, and this is Israel in between. Now you need to be aware of the associated regions. So remember, for map-based questions, let me clear everything. So, well, Jordan is bordering Israel, this is Syria, this is Lebanon, this is Gaza. Now, if they ask you which countries border Israel, so one is Egypt through Gaza and Jordan. That's it. Now, how many countries border Israel? Sorry, which countries border Palestine? So, for Palestine, it is Egypt and Jordan. And for Israel, well, it's Jordan, Egypt, Lebanon, Syria. Okay. Now, this small water body over here, as you can see, this is Gulf of Aqaba. Okay. This, in this map, this is Gulf of Aqaba. This is Israel, this is Gaza Strip, and this territory called the Sinai Peninsula belongs to Egypt. Okay, so this Sinai Peninsula is in Egypt, this is Mediterranean Sea, this is Gulf of Aqaba, this is Gulf of Suez. Okay, Suez Canal lies from here, goes from here. This is Red Sea. So just picture this entire map into your consciousness because they can ask MCQs related to that, because this entire region was a very hot topic in the news. Okay, so remember this map. All right, now some key strategic regions, key strategic locations. One is Gaza, small piece of land on the Mediterranean Sea bordering Egypt to the south. Then West Bank, landlocked region to the west of Jordan, we have seen that, and east of Israel. Okay, then Golan Heights. Now Golan Heights lie somewhere over here in Lebanon. So Golan Heights is the occupied territory. Israel has occupied Golan Heights, but it lies in So, bounded by Jordan River and Sea of Galilee in the west, contentious between Israel and Syria. Sorry, not Lebanon, somewhere over here. I'm so sorry. Syria, this area. Okay. And Sinai Peninsula, we have seen Sinai Peninsula. This is Sinai Peninsula. Okay. So lies between Suez Canal and the Gulf of Aqaba, bounded by Mediterranean Sea in the north and Red Sea in the south. This was Sinai Peninsula, this. Okay. So just keep this map in your consciousness. This is very important. All right. Now, this is as far as the location geography of the region is concerned. Now let's talk about the conflict. Okay. So the thing is that, well, at one point of time in 1946, this entire territory was Palestine. But Jews from all over the world and the local Jews, they occupied some territory, and the state of Israel was declared in 1948. And then United Nations, basically gave a partition plan. Okay, the partition plan for Israel and Palestine. Okay, so as per UN partition plan, well, this was supposed to be Israel, and the green territory was supposed to be Palestine as per United Nations. But the surrounding Arab countries did not like this partition plan, so they declared a war with Israel in 1948. Israel won that war, and as a result of that war, Israel ended up occupying more territory than the UN plan. Okay, this was between 1949 to 67. Then the Arab states attacked Israel again, and Israel occupied more territory as a result of victory in that war. And slowly and gradually, Israel is encroaching even these territories as well. The Gaza Strip is over here, but the West Bank territory as well. Okay, now you must have seen Palestinian protesters saying this line, from river to the sea, Palestine shall be free. You must have heard this line, from river to sea, Palestine shall be free. This is the slogan they use. What do they mean by this? From river, that is the Jordan River over here, and sea, Mediterranean Sea. Palestine shall be free. Basically, they are saying we will eliminate the state of Israel, which is not acceptable. Okay, the world wants a two-state solution. What is two-state solution? That the two states of Israel and Palestine should exist side by side. As of now, there are Palestinian territories in West Bank and in Gaza Strip, but Palestine has not been officially recognized as a state. So it is not a full-fledged member of UN. Okay, Palestine wants to be a full-fledged member of UN, but this is the history. I'm just giving you the entire history in brief. Okay, now remember this timeline also. Key milestones, let me change the color. Key milestones in Israel-Palestine conflict. Okay, now Jews in Europe had a turbulent history. Okay, they were a persecuted minority, therefore they demanded a national homeland, a separate country for themselves. And they found out that this separate country for themselves would be in the current state of Israel. So there was this 1917 Balfour Declaration in UK, which declared a national homeland for Jews in Israel. From then onwards, then there was 1947 UN partition plan, which was not acceptable to Arab states. So 1948, well, Arab states, Lebanon, Syria, they attack Israel, they get defeated, Israel is born. Then in 1967, Six-Day War, again Israel versus Arab, Israel won. Okay. Then the conflict still persisted. Palestinian protesters still, well, they were protesting. Therefore, for peace in the region, well, various countries negotiated Oslo Accords. These Oslo Peace Accord were peace agreement between Israel and Palestinian Palestinian Authority. Okay, PLO, Palestinian Liberation Organization was there, but Palestinian Authority and Israel. As per this Oslo agreement, there was two-state solution. But this two-state solution never materialized. Okay, then, well, there was a Hamas attack. Then in 2023, finally there was Hamas attack, and you all know, well, Hamas attacked Israel, then Israel attacked Hamas, and the war was going on since 2023, and now it has ended with a peace plan that is known as, well, Trump's peace plan. Okay, this is also known as 20-point peace plan. Okay, basically what happened was that there was this peace conference that was going on in Egypt. Okay, in Egypt there is a place called Sharm el Sheikh. So in Sharm el-Sheikh, a conference was going on in which Palestinian representatives participated, Israel participated, USA participated, Egypt participated. And in that Sharm el-Sheikh conference, Trump came out with his peace plan called 20-point peace plan. Now, what was his peace plan? When this peace plan was released, when the war was going on, Israel was attacking Hamas and Gaza. So, as per this peace plan, President Donald Trump's Gaza peace plan unveiled in September 2025 a 20-point proposal aimed at ending Israel-Hamas conflict. Okay. Now, as per this peace plan, there should be an immediate ceasefire between the two sides and hostages should be exchanged. Israel captured many prisoners of Hamas. Hamas captured many hostages of Israel. They would be released and Gaza would be demilitarized. This is the eventual goal. Gaza would be completely demilitarized, no Israeli army, no Hamas. Israel accepted the initial phase while Hamas has expressed reservation and has asked for changes. The plan emphasizes on transforming Gaza into a de-radicalized, terror-free zone with international oversight for reconstruction and governance. Okay. Now, this is the introductory part of the plan. Now, let's talk about the plan in a little bit more detail. Okay. So, you remember I told you that Israel accepted the initial phase. Basically, this 20-point plan is in two phases. Okay. Phase 1 is ceasefire and exchanges. What is in phase 1? Listen to me carefully. Hostilities or fighting between the two sides should immediately stop. Okay. Israeli forces will withdraw to an agreed line, will get out of Gaza. All military actions halt during this period. This is step number 1. Within 72 hours of Israel's public endorsement, Hamas releases all hostages. Within 72 hours of Israel saying we accept this plan, Hamas should release all hostages. And in return for this release of hostages, Israel would release 250 Palestinian life sentence prisoners, 1700 recent detainees, and remains of 15 Gazans per Israel hostage remains. Okay, 15 Gazans will be released per one Israeli hostage that is released. Okay, front lines freeze until full withdrawal conditions are met. This is phase 1. So stoppage of complete fighting, release of hostages. Once this phase 1 is successful, then phase 2 will begin. And phase 2 is way more ambitious. Okay. Well, Hamas would be completely disarmed. No weapons should be there with Hamas. With amnesty for members. Okay. So there are certain Hamas members who are accused of various crimes. Well, there would be no punishment for them, provided Hamas accepts disarmament. Okay. With amnesty for members accepting peaceful coexistence and safe passage for others to leave Gaza. If someone wants to leave Gaza, they can. Then, what about Gaza? Well, Israel will withdraw from Gaza, Hamas would. Then who would govern Gaza? An international stabilization force, which will contain people from US, Arab nations, European personnel, will be deployed to oversee security. So, security people would come from international areas. No Israeli security would be there, no Hamas people would be there. And train Palestinian police supervise demilitarization. Now, who would take care of administration? A board of peace led by Trump and Tony Blair manages transitional governance with Palestinian technocrats. Remember, technocrats. No Palestinian politician would be part of board of peace. Experts, technocrats would govern Gaza, paving a conditional path. If this is also done, if phase 2 is also completed, then Trump says that eventually we can think about giving statehood to Palestine. That means official recognition to Palestine if both these phases are implemented. By official recognition, it means Palestine would be a full-fledged state, full-fledged member of UN. Okay, so these are the two phases. Clear? Now, what are the core objectives of this 20-point plan? Number 1, Gaza becomes a demilitarized zone free from terror threats to neighbors with Hamas excluded from governance. No Hamas member would be in governance. And its military infrastructure dismantled, because Israel has always said that Hamas uses its military infrastructure to attack Israel. So disarm Hamas. Reconstruction focuses on economic prosperity for residents supported by international funding. Then international security people would be there, international board of peace would be there. Israel commits to no occupation. Israel will not occupy Gaza or annexation once stability is achieved via agreed milestones. So there are milestones. You will release these many people, one milestone, and so on and so forth. These are the core objectives. Clear? Now, what is the status of this agreement as of now? Okay. as of now, what is the status of the agreement and what are people's reactions, international players' reactions. So Trump had set a October 5 deadline for Hamas's acceptance, threatening that if Hamas doesn't accept this deal, if he basically made Hamas accept this deal on gunpoint, because Trump said that if Hamas doesn't accept this deal by October 5, well, I would allow complete obliteration, complete destruction of Hamas. Then violence would come. Otherwise, Hamas agreed, and therefore Hamas agreed. The UN Security Council endorsed the plan in November, despite Hamas's rejection over Palestinian rights, Arab leaders, and Israel. And this is fascinating. It's not just Israel that backed this 20-point plan of Trump. Arab states, Saudi Arabia, UAE, they also accepted it. Okay? So this is the thing. Clear? Make sense? So this is all you need to know as far as this plan. But please, I repeat it again. Just make sure that you remember this map. This map is extremely important. Just make sure you remember it. Okay? And you remember this timeline also. Balfour Declaration. Balfour Declaration was when the Jews of UK demanded a separate homeland for Jews in the state of, that was then Palestine, which was under British rule. Okay, the territory of Palestine. They said we want a separate state of Israel there. This was Balfour Declaration. And from then onwards, this movement started. In 1948, Israel was made. And since then, well, things have been a little violent, unstable in that region. Clear? And that would be all. With that, we conclude today's session. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. And I'm sure it has added value to your preparation. But it will add more value if, number one, you're consistent and regular with this lecture series. And number two, well, you memorize everything from the notes regularly. You ask your doubts if they occur to you, and you're regular with the tests. Follow these 3 steps. It is very important. And if you're consistent and regular, well, you'll definitely clear prelims exam. I mean, you have a very high chance. Okay? All right then. On that note, I'll be signing off with the promise of seeing you again with another topic in this lecture series called Prelims Powerplay. Thank you, everyone.